again after the couple of weeks break. But as you saw the schedule, we were planning to have one guest per month, yet we will now have one every single weekend. All of them are super interesting. We're already planning the schedule for the October. And yeah, and one of the first guests of ours is Martin. And we are very glad to have him on board today. Martin is the digital entrepreneur working with AI for quite a lot of years. And then, as we were talking, he's teaching the things that are on the hype right now, way before it was on the hype. He's also the founder of AI Masters Agency, one of the top voices, AI voices on LinkedIn, and yeah, he's mainly working with AI-driven automations, and yeah, with a lot of businesses. I don't want to read the entire description of his because then we'll take like 20 minutes of that. But yeah, basically, Martin is the guy that you can trust when it comes to AI automations and solutions for your businesses. And today we are very glad to present his topic, 5 levels of AI automation. We were listening to this topic and we were really impressed, and we thought it has to be on the AI partner system as well. So without further ado, I want to give the stage for Martin, and yeah, and feel free to ask questions in the comment section. Don't wait for the end; maybe he'll answer them at the end as well. But really take this opportunity to look and take as much practice as you can from him. So Martin, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Antanas. Thank you for such a great introduction. And hello, everyone, on this workshop, or as Antanas called it, masterclass. I just yesterday checked the headline of where I will attend and what I will do. I call it webinar. Yeah, I will try to share my slides, okay, so everyone can see it. Tell me if we are there.
We're good, yeah.
We're good, yeah? Right, so today we will talk about 5 levels of intelligent automation. And before we start, as Antanas mentioned, there's a list. So I will try to get it in just 2 minutes or less. So I'm digital business architect. I found this label, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. And this describes me, what I'm doing the best, because I'm building digital businesses. More I am full stack marketer, or I become full stack marketer, then I understood what if you create some digital products or digital something, yeah, you need to sell it. And to sell it, it's another level of the game. So I think in 2006, I went into digital marketing direction, let's say this way. So I'm between two worlds. Development world, because I was developer, really bad one, I must agree. And then I passed more into marketing world, but I call myself as an entrepreneur, let's say. I also like video production. I had 3 companies in video production, maybe more, but whatever. I'm still doing the video production for myself, for my businesses, my clients, and etc. Now it's more in the leisure time than as a main thing, except we're doing in AI Masters as a separate company, AI Masters Media, where everything will be based on only AI production. So we will see where it will lead us really soon. I'm also online publisher, published so many courses, I have no idea even the number. Also, my practical skills are in the web, SEO, PPC, retargeting, funnels, automation, email marketing, data analysis, and etc. I won't bother you with all the details. But basically, on each skill, why I'm saying it's a practical skill, I had a separate company where we were doing these things to the clients and to the market. So. And one of the founders of AI Masters Agency and creator and host of AIMastersVoice.com podcast. So you can check. There are just few episodes released. Others are almost finished, and they should start from the next week, going on every week. So we will see. And I'm trying to invite different people like you, Antanas, doing in your community. I'm trying to talk with AI masters from around the world and tackling specific topic in each episode. And I'm also marketing and project manager at eraadvisors.com, where we help startups to become investable companies. Usually startup founders thinks they are investable, but to really become investable, you need to do the homework and preparation. And next thing, I'm marketing mentor at Cassini Accelerator for space, marine, and AI startups. So yeah, that's about me and today's goal, what we are doing here. My goal, we talked with Antanas like, okay, maybe you can present some practical things like automations and other things. And I said, Antanas, look, there's one really fundamental thing what people still don't get. And I think this is what we need to talk about. And I want to talk about different levels of intelligent automation, because those levels really distinguishes where you are going. And usually some businesses I saw what they're trying to reach level 4, level 3 level, but they never got even on the fundamental level. So it's not possible to just jump around and get to these levels. But when you understand, then you understand where to start. And my goal for you to lie down the fundamentals today, so you will understand how you can start making intelligent automations in your business. And we will start from level 0. And it was mentioned what we will have the 5 levels of intelligent automation, but level 0 is not intelligent. And this is why I want to start from here, because this is the standard automations. I was doing this for, I don't know, the last 15 years, I think. And it doesn't sound so sexy until AI come into the mainstream. And everybody started to say, hey, I want AI integrated in my business. And then I start asking, do you have any process? And usually I got the same answer. What do you mean? I said, look, where we will install, in the quotes, AI if you don't have the process. So this is where we will talk about level 0. And it's a rule-based automations. And my question, Antanas, maybe you can help, because at the moment I don't see the chat. Do anyone know what is SOPs? And maybe you having them in your business already. Just tell me what is going in the chat.
Oh, Carlos says, yeah, that he has them. Carlos probably founded them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, okay, one guy knows, that's great. I was doing this previously, and it was half of the audiences who didn't know even what SOPs are. So I will just explain. SOPs is a standardized operation procedures, or it's just the description, what you need to do if you want to achieve something, yeah? So it's really simple thing, but if you're repeating the same task over and over again, or new people are coming into your company and you want them to just follow the procedures what you already have, you need to have them somewhere described. And how it is related to what we are talking today. Next thing, and this is, I will come to this, you will understand. Next thing, I want to talk about the rule-based automation. And this is the beginning starting level. And rule-based automation is based on trigger, when something happens, and then actions, you do something. You know, like email come to my inbox. Yeah, it's a trigger. And my action filter out that email to somewhere, or add label, or forward, or just delete it because it's a spam. Yeah, so this is simple rule-based automation. And I believe a lot of you already know this and you were using it before. So in simple words, we can describe it: if this, then that. Yeah. So I already explained how it works, and I want to go with some tools, first of all. So there's a tool, what it's called directly. If this, then that, EFTTT. So basically, even at the moment, my room is lighted with some lamps, and I have one button what will trigger through EFTT service my lamps to turn them off or on. So I will try to click the button. Sometimes it takes time, we will see what will happen. And when you do some, okay, yeah, I see one lamp, turn it off, another one maybe not connected to internet. So I will turn it back. I click the button. So this is simple automation, really. I hope another lamp will go back soon. Anyway, so this is EFTT thing. Next one, Zapier. I believe everyone heard. Okay, we got lamp back. So Zapier is the simplest, I think, and easiest tool to use automations. So again, if something happens, if you get some data on one of the systems, and on the screen you can see what its new email in the Gmail, basically the same example what I said, and you can just push it, for example, to Slack. If a specific email come from, I don't know, your partners or invoices and etc., you can push it to Slack and be notified much easier and faster. Yeah. So next one is P5. Yeah. Let's call it this way. Process Street, by the way, Process Street is really amazing tool. I think we started using it 6-7 years ago when we were starting to describe our SOPs. So Process Street was one of the tools what we were using to describe it and automate the creation of SOPs. Now, all of these tools, I would say they start to implement some AI tools or automations inside these things. Another one, Microsoft Power Automate, then Integromat on Make.com, especially if you are following what's going on YouTube and this all AI automation. I don't know why, but Make.com is the most popular on YouTube. I don't know, I see Antanas is shaking his head, so I believe he agrees with that. I don't know why I found it so unuser and unfriendly, but people like it, and for some reason they are still using it. I also using for some of the processes. So another one is NA10. It's quite new player in the market, but with NA10, and by the way, this is one of my favorite tools because what you can do, you can run it in your local server. So you don't need to pay NA10 directly any fees, especially if you're running a lot of workflows and automations at the same time. But I talked with NA10 guys, and their licensing policy is really strange one. So you basically need to buy one license, and you can run on your own everything, and it will be fine. Anyway, and next one, Pabbly, they were trying to get, it's an Indian company, and they were trying to get Zapier from the market, but as usually what happens with all these AliExpress tools, as I call them, it's not a tool that will outrun Zapier anytime soon. I would say another one, Integra, Tilly, I was using it for a couple of years until they started messing up with their clients, and I just get rid of them. And there are a lot of other tools with whom you can make automations in your business. So if we want to talk about how the automation looks like, so for example, this is example from ActiveCampaign. ActiveCampaign is a marketing tool, and in marketing, I think those automations are the most common thing, and especially if you're familiar with marketing, if somebody registers on your list, you're sending them automatic emails. Yeah, so this is really similar automation. And in this case, I don't see here any email what we sent, but we basically subscribe to specific list, add specific tag, and even push it to our Facebook custom audience, so we later can retarget the same people with specific ads and etc. So this is simple automation, no AI involved at all. Next one, the first one is my example. Yeah, this is simple automation, nothing special here, but this one automation saves me per month about 2 or 3 hours of work. because when I'm calculating my accountings and invoices, and I'm getting those invoices from really different providers, one charges in USD, others in euros, others in pounds, others in, I don't know, if you buy something from Polish market, it's in zlotys and etc. So it's really hard sometimes to calculate, okay, how much euros I have on my account or how much we spent it. And I made this automation, what connects to Excel sheets. It's not perfect, but at least it does the work. It puts the date for the invoice, what we are trying to get a fixed rate at that day, and it just returns me the exchange rate and pushes it into my CRM system. And basically on CRM, I just have one button, I click it, and it just calculates everything. Previously, I needed to open my Excel sheet, type the date, do the things, copy paste into my CRM system, and every transaction took like forever. Now I just prepare everything and just click the buttons. I even can automate what I don't need to click buttons, but I need to click just on specific transactions where I need to do that calculation. So this really helps me. Another one, again, really similar, it's made on NA10 system. So basically, we read mailbox of Harvey's and who is the email from, and based on, I don't know, if it's Harvey's business partners, or some boss, we create an excuse why we didn't reply or something, and just reply the email to Harvey and send some Slack message to Luis and etc. So these are really level 0 examples of automation. Okay, so we go to the level 1, intelligent task automation. What it is? This is when we need decision making, what needs to go beyond simple rules. When we don't know what we will get, or maybe we know what we need to deliver to some system, but we don't know what data will come to us, and we need to analyze it or make some changes, or maybe even to create a content itself with Gen AI tools and etc. So also data content analysis and generation. I really love the data analysis, especially if you just scrape all your data of your ad campaign, push it to ChatGPT and say, give me conclusions on this campaign and what I need to optimize and etc. Previously, I was doing it manually, writing, spending hours. But one time I spent 3 hours on analyzing data from different angles, and saw one video on YouTube what they just feeded that data without any explanation and just asked, can you prepare the conclusions? I thought, oh, I have that data. And I pushed it and I got 95% the same conclusions like I did in 3 hours, except I got it in 2 minutes. So, and then I thought, oh shit, okay, it's really amazing thing. And this is what you can automate basically at level 1. Smart actions. So, for example, you can click a button or deliver a voice message. And I will try to show you some examples what I did last night. I was trying, maybe we can do even the live demo. Maybe it will work, maybe not. I'm not the fan of live demos, but usually, because usually they just stop working when you need them. Especially on the live demos. But yeah, so smart actions, data structuring, I love this part. So for example, if you need to get information, for example, about LinkedIn contact, yeah, you have just URL address. So you can scrape data from various pages. So for example, you can make your automation to go to Google page and search for that URL address, get information what Google has about that LinkedIn contact, and ask, can you get from that whole information, who is the person, the name and surname, what he's doing or she's doing, and etc. and etc. And it can structure you in the real nice format of JSON, and then you can push it into your CRM system and etc. And I will show you the example what we have. So basically, level 1 is described when something, then that. Yeah. And what that is, when something, we always need to know what anyway we're trying to reach. So the trigger is sometimes tricky, and we don't know the real structure of data, what will come with it. But we know what we need to do with that. And yes, and in level 1, we're using LLMs. So basically, usually if we're using Zapier, Make, and A10 or other tools, through their systems, we are connecting to LLM tools like OpenAI, Cloudy, Mistral, and etc. through APIs, giving them instructions and getting back outputs. That's basically how level 1 is different from level 0, because we don't have at level 0 any connection with LLMs. And LLMs will react on your instructions and deliver information, whatever you want them to deliver. This is one of the examples. Okay, I think, yeah, I wanted to list out the tools. First of all, so Zapier, Make, NA10, Bardeen, Simplify, Corei. By the way, this one is really interesting new tool. UiPath, Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism, and if you start to dig deeper, and I really suggest to use b2.com, I think, where you can compare different softwares on the things what they are doing. If you want to see what the most popular CRMs are on the market, you just go there and you can have that square of what are the most popular tools in this market. So I believe if you go for Zapier and similar tools, you will find a big list of these tools. The problem with these tools is this. Every tool has their own rules, how they work with the data. And sometimes it's really time consuming to learn even the basics, how to use it. So it's good to know at least Zapier. I would say it's a default thing if you want to start building your simple smart automations. So you can start with Zapier because I think it's a most straightforward tool. And then you can go with Make and A10 and other tools in the market. And here I have an example. You see my mouse, yeah? So this example, I made it with make.com. Basically what it does, on the YouTube, when I see some interesting video, and for example, I'm trying to catch up with what's going on in AI market, and it's basically impossible because every day we have getting like tons of hours of new content, but I'm subscribed to a lot of interesting people who are creating that content. And I don't know, in the evening on my TV, I'm just scrolling through all the videos and, oh, this one could be interesting. And I mark it down and I push it to one of the playlists. Like I have playlist AI videos or something. Yeah, and when it saves, it triggers then this automation. And if I have already a summary of the video, by the way, YouTube provides all the summaries for basically all the English, at least content videos. So if we have already summary on the database, we just go ask ChatGPT to create a summary. I have 5 steps how I'm analyzing every video. It creates a content, it saves in my CRM, and also it notifies us on our Slack channel AI videos with all the points, what I need to know about that video. And sometimes those videos are 1 hour long or 2 hours long, and I'm coming there, reading who is involved, what brands are mentioned, who talked in that video, what are the key points, what were the discussion, if it was a discussion, and etc. And I'm getting the summary of it. I read it in 2 minutes, and I know plus minus what was happening in that conversation. If I want, I just click the link and go and watch it. Otherwise, anyway, it is on my CRM system. But what if we don't have the video transcription? Then we go and go through to one of APIs, run Python code. We find it out how to scrap or get that data through YouTube's APIs and basically save that information and the transcription of the video into our database. And again, we're doing the same. If that script doesn't work, we found another one what works, and etc. and etc. But with each step, we're getting into more paid tools, let's say, and we're trying in the beginning to use the free tools to scrape the data, and then to analyze that data when we have it. And if we get errors, we got errors on the channels or somewhere, and that's how it works. Next one, on one of the projects, I'm getting a lot of spams because the form is directly integrated into page. And of course, spam bots catched it, and I'm getting not real leads, but I'm getting a lot of spam every day. And because the same spam goes to my Slack channel, I'm becoming nervous because every day I get at least 3 messages from that form, what are really not the clients. Yeah. So I made this bot. When I'm getting in automation, I get the email, I get the form fill. I push to OpenAI ChatGPT with one of the models, and I created instructions. And one thing what that bot or assistant should do is to give me, is it a spam or not spam? And I also feed it all the examples of spam messages and etc. So it's basically returning quite good results. About 90% of the emails are filtered right now. So yeah, if it's spam, it sends a notification to ActiveCampaign, it sends notification to Slack if I need it, and then just deletes, I think, from our CRM system, that email. And yeah, that's how it works. Another example, I already mentioned this, when you have a LinkedIn URL address of the person. And for me, I'm meeting sometimes per week with 20 people, from new people from around the world, and I really don't have much time to figure it out their profiles, backgrounds, and etc. So basically, I created this automation where I go to the chat, or I put that link into my CRM system and click the button, and it basically triggers this automation. Then I do the Google search on that LinkedIn profile URL address. And by the way, Google spits out a lot of interesting information about that person. Also, I can use some paid services what connects directly to LinkedIn and scrape everything from the LinkedIn, but I'm doing it a little bit different way. Then I giving to OpenAI to structure the data in some specific JSON structure, and then I'm doing some additional Google searches, what usually I do manually when I learn out about the person, where he is working, and etc. I just want to learn, maybe they have some personal websites, maybe they have a blog. So I'm trying to collect that information. And of course, I'm looking for their contact details like email and phone number. So usually with all these free Google searches, at 90% rate, I'm getting all of the information I need about that person, and then structure everything and push back to my CRM system. And I think, yeah, and this is, for example, my profile, scrape it with this automation. I put just the LinkedIn link to my profile, and everything else was scraped and added to my CRM. And the same about every person I'm talking currently is going through this automation and pushes information to CRM, even the photo of the person. Sometimes, not always, I'm getting some strange photos and I understand what it's not the same person I'm tracking, and especially with the names, what in some countries you can have hundreds of thousands of the same people with the same name and surname. So yeah, sometimes it's hard. Anyway, another automation, what I created last night, because I wanted to create something interesting for this workshop, and Antanas asked me, hey, can you do something practical? Yeah, so this is the automation with Slack voice messaging. So I'm using Slack as a interface, so I don't need to create any additional apps. And Slack has this microphone feature. Yeah, I can talk to the Slack, whatever I want. So when I send the message and it is a specific file format, usually it's audio format. So then I push and download that file because I don't know, for some reason, Slack works on make.com this way. So I'm getting that voice file here. Also, maybe this step is not necessary, but I'm trying to get some replies or some additional data about the messages. And then also I'm pushing back a reaction to my message. So I will know on Slack what automation is working. Otherwise, nothing happens until something happens. So at least I'm pushing brain icon to my Slack message, like, okay, automation started working. The brain in the background is working. Then I use Whisper AI model and push that file, the audio file of what I got on Slack. It transcribes it into the text. And then I push back to another OpenAI model and describe, hey, can you create for me a post for social media about the topic what I talked in here? And I'm just pushing the content there. And then it creates a reply to my request on Slack and pushes the full basically content back to Slack, and also adds additional reaction like the task is finished. Instead of this pushing back to Slack, I can push it directly to LinkedIn, to Facebook, to Instagram, to whatever social network I want. So basically, look how this automation works. I got the idea. I want to write on my, let's say, LinkedIn. Yeah. I just open Slack on my mobile phone and say, by the way, maybe I will demonstrate on this computer. Yeah, this is my Slack. By the way, I'm not sure how microphone will work because at the moment we're using it on Zoom conference, but we can say. Antanas, can you give me some idea what you would like to write about to LinkedIn? Yeah?
My next LinkedIn post probably will be about the ironical post about the HR specialists, how they are looking for YI trainings, because we will present the new menus for the fall season.
Okay, so how we can simplify it?
Yeah, so let's simplify it. Let's write a funny LinkedIn post about how HR people are coming back after the holidays and looking for the trainings.
Oh, okay. So how AI or how HR people are looking for training in AI sector, make a funny post. Simple, 9 seconds. I will send it. And because this is the make.com automation, it reacts in 1 minute. So every minute it's checking are there new messages. This is how how they made the trigger. I would like to have an instant trigger when the message comes in. But let's look live what will happen. At some point, we should have here an icon, what will indicate what this automation is working. Or at least I was testing before. You see, this is the icon I was getting previously, and I hope it will work this time. It can take, as I said, up to 1 minute. And at the end, I should get a reply like this, where it will generate a message about whatever I was asking. Okay, now you see live. This message is working. Now it's generating the answer for me. And now we have this, this thing. HR professionals are diving into AI training like never before, blending technological aspirations, with sprinkle of humor. Okay, it didn't catch the idea directly, but anyway, it generated some of the content, and it depends on your prompts and how many of these, and you see, it also marks what it's done. Yeah. So this automation just worked in the background. And because I didn't want it to connect to LinkedIn directly and post anything, I just pushing back as a reply to my message. But this is really amazing. Sometimes you have some ideas about posting on LinkedIn and you don't have time to think or write. You just open Slack, say whatever you want to say, and it creates for you the content. Or also you can create more, let's say, complicated automation where first of the modules understands what are the comments. Do we want to post it? Do we want to reply back to Slack? Do we want to post to LinkedIn or Facebook, and etc.? So you can extract that information, and there will be some intelligence behind the scenes, and based your instructions, it will deliver what you want. So this is the practical example, and really interesting one. So yeah, I generated some screenshots. And by the way, one of the things I was thinking, what if I will ask in Lithuanian, everything? And I don't know, Slack translated really terrible, the transcription. I have no idea. But basically I asked, can you write a post about the last week's Lithuanian sportsman achievements in the world or whatever. So yeah, it created something. Maybe the language of Lithuanian is a little bit broken in some cases, but anyway, it understood what I'm talking in Lithuanian and what I need to get back the result in Lithuanian. So it's interesting. So yeah, this is level 1, a little bit intelligent automation. So basically where we're using LLMs or a lot of LLMs to create something as an output and push it somewhere. With level 2, we're getting into more sophisticated use of intelligent automation, because we're talking about AI agents which evolve through interaction and feedback of what we are getting. So previously you saw the results. And for example, if I don't like the result, and if I implement some feedback loop system, I can write, this message was wrong because, I don't know, I was missing this, and this, and it should be described as this, and this. So I'm giving some additional instructions to a LLM module, and it understands what next time, if it gets something similar, it needs to act a little bit differently. And it already has an example, because in the beginning, we're usually using general LLMs without any pre-training or any really deep instructions. And if you already prepare some knowledge files, these knowledge files are static. But at level 2, we're starting to make those static knowledge files as a dynamic knowledge file. So from everything what we output, we can learn and then push back to the knowledge base, to the examples, and basically automate that process. And with time, it will enhance efficiency and effectiveness and efficiency over time. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, I'm working on one project currently, and we were creating one additional button in the interface of the application, where when we get from the AI agent a message, we have this message regenerate. So what does it mean? Usually, if you're using ChatGPT, you're regenerating the same message, but maybe you will get another version. But in that case, we made that regeneration as a separate process. It means what user is not happy with the current version, what you provided. So we're pushing back the same message to another LLM model and saying, look, this is what you wrote, but user is not happy. Can you do a bigger research and find out more information and expand on your answer? And basically it expands and creates better answer. What happens, because we were testing at that time, for some reason that regeneration message looped. What does it mean? It started to running again and again the same workflow. And that workflow asked, hey, this message is bad. Can you generate the better one? And again, can you generate the better one? And so on. So in the first place, my request was, can you give me Tesla and NVIDIA stock prices, what are currently on the market? And it just gave me stock prices, really simple answer. I don't know, maybe 100 symbols in the answer and etc. And because it looped and I went on the calls and I didn't know it is looping, after 2 hours, I come back and I saw something wrong happening because we just sent 3,000 requests. And 3,000 times we repeated what your answer is bad and please give me the better answer on this. And basically when I went to the last message and I saw it, the agent wrote us the plan how we need to analyze Tesla and NVIDIA stocks because it was not enough for me just to know the stock prices and so on. So it was really long article on reading how we need to analyze stocks of NVIDIA and etc. So it was a failure. We paid around $100 for 2 hours on the looping, and but it was really interesting example. If you loop the system and you always ask LLM to give you better and better result, it can deliver really amazing things for you, of course, at your cost from your pocket. So yeah, how we can describe it? If something, then that plus learn X, Y, Z out of it. So this is the level 2. Example, use cases. So for example, it's a customer service chatbot. If somebody is talking with customer, they're learning every time maybe new examples what customers have some issues and how you're solving it. And if this is the new case, that case should go back to your knowledge base. So next time your chatbot knows how to solve the same problem for other people the better way. Okay, one moment. Email spam filtering. Again, if we're getting spam and we mark what this is spam, we should get all information about that spam message and update our spam knowledge base and example base like, hey, if you get something similar, it's a spam. Yeah. So personalized marketing and education, this is also amazing thing. And because I was really long time in edtech sector, and I was really, I'm still passionate about this personalized approach. And especially in marketing, when you're reaching different audiences, you need to talk with different audiences, different way. Even you need to still deliver the generic information. But if you know with whom you are talking and the persona you are talking with, you can adapt that information. And if you're doing it once, your system can learn from it. And next time, even bot can take over and prepare the marketing materials for the same persona in better way. AI coaching and education. Basically, this is one of the projects I'm currently working on, where we're doing the personalized daily coaching for thousands of enterprise level users. So this is really amazing thing. And company knowledge AI assistant, Copilot. So basically you just upload everything, what you have in your company, your rules, how you work, what you believe in, and etc. And every employee who is related to your company can ask your chatbot and get the right information. And because knowledge base is updating all the time, so everybody has the latest information from that knowledge base using the chatbot. So these are the examples. And by the way, another one is dynamic pricing model. So basically, if you learn what people are buying for higher price the same product, you can just update your knowledge base. And if your AI is deciding which price to show, your bot will learn, oh, we sold the same product not for 100, but for 200, and people are buying it. So let's go with that pricing from now on. Yeah. And predictive maintenance. So it's happening especially in marine industry or automotive industry, where you have machineries and AI can predict just by watching at your machines how they are working, and maybe the maintenance is needed at some point. And if you predict the maintenance in advance, you can save a lot of money in these industries, and etc. So yeah, at level 2, I don't know, I included this slide about the model distraction. And at the moment, this is what's happening. And when I'm talking about these levels, you might ask, like, but what exact models you are talking about? When I'm talking about automations, I have no preference on the models, really. When we're talking about automation, automation is a workflow. And inside that automation, I have these pictures here. Inside automations, we have these blocks, like here we're using OpenAI model, but the workflow is the same. Maybe I want to include Mistral, Anthropic, or other model, or maybe OpenAI just released a new model. I just click, change the model, that's it, it's working. So I really don't care about the models, because each model can deliver different results. Maybe at the same time, you can even create 5 models and push the same data and see which model delivers the best information, or maybe you aggregate it together. So I really don't care about the models when I'm talking about automation concept. Models are just puzzle piece inside your workflow. What you need to understand how to create those workflows, and then, of course, how to use specific model. And those models are updating, I don't know, really often. I don't know, maybe we are waiting for GPT-5. At least last week, it was all the strawberry drama around internet or something, but Sam Altman and OpenAI should release GPT-5 soon or later. I don't know. I don't care. I just look at these models. If I want to test, I just copy my workflow, include another model, test with that model. If the answer is better, that's great. I use that model, and I don't care because the workflow anyway is the same all the time, basically. So the backbone of self-educating automation includes machine learning, feedback loops, and adaptive algorithms. So I will show you scheme what I'm using. Maybe it's not the pretty one, but basically this is what happens. Actions, what we need to take. We describe a prompt to GPT model. It creates an output. Output can be reviewed by people. So for example, in some systems, we created a feedback possibility where people click on feedback, say, was the answer positive, negative, neutral, and they can write some comments. So for us, they basically building the knowledge base, how we need to improve our, our bot for the future. And later somebody will sit and review all these reviews and see, oh, if we're getting this question and we're getting this answer, we need to change it this way. And they form the new case, describe it, and put into the knowledge base. And next time, if the bot gets similar request, it will start acting a little bit different. And the same thing, maybe we get generating some output with the new user data, because we scrape at information and we need to update user data, because user data also is included in the GPT prompt. So, you know, we are updating different parts of the system, and every time new prompt comes in, if the data is updated, every time we start getting better and better results, because to make AI work, you need good data. I think maybe we talked with you, Antanas, about this shit in, shit out. So this is exactly what happens. And first time when you build your bot or ecosystem, the answers won't be perfect, but you need to make sure what the infrastructure is working. And later on, you start adding new data. And based on data, your bot and infrastructure starts to behave better and better. And this is the model, what I saw last weekend, and I was thinking about this a lot. And this is called a mixture of agents. So instead of using one agent, where you just push your request or prompt, you push it to multiple agents, but you're using, let's say, mini models. Like if we're talking about OpenAI, this GPT-4 4.0 mini. And instead of doing one prompt with 4.0 model, what is cost almost 100 times higher, we request different types of prompt parts to the mini model. Then we collect the data, then we spread the data to the next level of mini agents, then spread another data to mini agents, and etc. And what we get in the end, really more precise answer and output than we just prompt one model and more expensive model. So it's a bit next level challenge, but I really love the idea. I was thinking and I thought, okay, let's include it into this level 2 examples, because with this one, you can learn data, you can some of your mini agents can understand the feedback and push the feedback back into your knowledge base. So whatever you will create, it can work. So let's go to the next level, semi-autonomous system. By the way, Antanas, how I'm doing? Oh, the time is flying really fast. So I will try to go through the next levels really, really fast. But what I want to say, it's really enough to go on level 1 in the beginning and run some of automations in your business, and maybe try level 2 automations to learn how to update your knowledge base. Level 3 is a little bit different beast. And these systems can make a decision and perform tasks without needing constant human guidance. So basically, level 3 automations can decide, of course, in specific framework, what they can do, what next action they can take, or what next AI assistant they can call. It depends on basically agent, what they need to call to make that action happen. And it's bridged between systems what learn, what we just talked about, level 2, and those what can make it the independent decisions. So basically fully autonomous automations where they decide everything what they want and just deliver the result. So level 3 automations operate under specific conditions. So they cannot go outside of specific framework of functions. They have some autonomy, but within the framework. And human operator is needed in this level. So level 3, I would call it semi-autonomous vehicles. Yeah, and I took today 16 hours ago, one guy just made a video with driving self FSD in Tesla in the rain. So basically, this is the good example. Okay, I think I logged not on the right account. I will turn off the audio because it doesn't matter. But basically, this is what you see is the level 3 automation. It's a semi-autonomous vehicle. It drives, it calculates what's going on the way, and etc. But if something happens, person needs to take over, and the person still is responsible. So we need an operator here. And this Tesla is driving in the rain. So I believe none of the systems are trained to drive in the rain, but the system can understand the environment and act accordingly. Next example, what I want to show is semi-autonomous system in healthcare industry. So for example, this is the real case example where doctors looking at this picture couldn't find out what patient had chest cancer. But AI detected chest cancer in the same picture, and then they did additional analysis and find out what AI was right. So this is also semi-autonomous automations where you feed pictures to AI, it analyzes and gives you back some of the information. What is level 4? It's a full autonomous system. System operate completely independent. You don't need any operator there, making decisions on their own and executing tasks without human intervention. Designed to manage complete processes or operation autonomously. But again, it's in the framework. in some framework. It's not fully autonomous, like it can do whatever you want. Yeah, create a birthday party for you, drive the car, and I don't know, do your accountings. No, it's maybe specialized autonomous system in very specific direction. Yeah. So yeah, we can talk about Tesla bot and Optimus bot. And yeah, I will turn, this is Tesla Optimus bot in their laboratory, basically taking and caring of its own hand. It reminds me Terminator 1. This was the movie I watched when I was child. This was the first movie I watched in Lazdynai cinema in Vilnius. And now we have the reality. It's not a sci-fi movie, what you're watching here. It is reality right now. So basically, bots already building themselves. And you can say, yeah, just take whatever you need to do in that environment and do it autonomously. If you need to charge, go to charging station, charge and do it again. So operator is really not needed in these scenarios. We're talking about self-driving cars. We're talking about smart energy grids, autonomous drones. By the way, 2 years ago, I took interview from the Antwerp Port Innovation Manager, and we were talking about autonomous drones. So it was 2 years ago, and they have a territory about 120 square kilometers. So you can imagine how big it is. And if you need to monitor that territory, it's impossible. But they have autonomous drones if they get signals or triggers from the IoT devices, they just start flying, going to the right direction, filming and delivering information to the operators and making decisions on their own. So level 4 already exists, and we're going to the last one is level 5, self-creating and training autonomous system, where AI system can design, create, and deploy other AI systems or AI agents and continuously evolve based on their learning and experiences. It's basically evolutionary algorithms. I will give you an example. So for example, in NA10 system, this is where I'm going and I would like to have a level 5 autonomous system. When we don't have any connection to some specific system, but that system has a description of their APIs, I would like to run a fully autonomous self-creating system which will create a node for me, what I can use as a user and say, oh yeah, we don't have this node, but okay, wait a minute or wait a day, wait a month. I will create for you what doesn't exist at the moment. I will go to the documentation and prepare for you everything what you need. And at the end of the day, you will just join the system and you will get the connection. Or even maybe I don't need that connection, but we're giving that task to this self-creating autonomous system. You need to do this. And on the thinking process, the system can say, oh, to do that, I need to do this. Do I have these tools? No. It means I need to create those tools. And it started to creating those tools, connecting together, and basically human is not even needed. It sounds a little bit as a sci-fi movie. And this reminds me a movie I watched, Transcendence. I really recommend to watch it if you didn't. I loved when I saw what they basically showed how the level 5 autonomous systems will look like. When from the nanobots, you can create even whatever material you need to create or restore any material and etc. Of course, it's a movie, but I believe in the next 15 years, maybe we will start getting somewhere near this. So yeah, that's it of my presentation, but I want to give something good for you guys. And these presentation slides are available if you just scan this QR code or go to AI Masters Agency /P/intelligence automation. But basically just take your phone and scan QR code. It's just faster. Type your details and you will get into my automation. Yeah, another automation, what will send to you slides. And also, we prepared for you guys a list of 100 intelligent automation scenarios, because a lot of people are asking like, hey, Martin, but what we need to automate in our business? Maybe we are not a technical business, and etc. And people are lacking of ideas what to automate. So we created hundreds of usual scenarios. Maybe not all are usual, but you will see, and I hope you will find something really interesting there. Also, you will get an AI as access to the AI assistant. You will need to fill up the form about
Martin,
yeah.
quick introduction. The QR code is not working. The link is leading to the bit.ly, and it's for everyone. Yeah. So maybe you can now quickly update or put the link in the comment
strange
section.
Anyway, the link will be the same. I will try to fix it. Last time I checked, it worked. One moment. I will just. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Strange. Yeah.
We want that free stuff. People want those intelligent scenarios and everything else.
Yeah. If you go to this link, what is written below, so QR code for some reason doesn't work. I don't know. I tested, it was working yesterday. So check this link and you will get the form and everything, and you can download it. And anyway, I think, Antanas, you can maybe include into the community this link so people can just click and go there. And
we'll do that, yeah.
Yeah, and another thing, what I will send tomorrow, it will be automated email when you fill up the form. We created an AI assistant. Her name is Aitana. And she basically will help you with your AI automation scenarios, and you can start asking her the right things. If you pre-fill the questionnaire and upload that file to Aitana, you will get much better conversation with her, and I believe she can help you to do those automations. And of course, you will get access to my calendar. I can talk and give you 30 minutes of my time to talk about your business, about possibilities of automating your business processes, and etc. So that's it from me. Maybe any questions there?
Thanks, Martin. And yeah, we're waiting for the questions. So if there'll be any, I already put your link in the comment section as well.
Thank you,
and we will also share it in the community, both the feed and the chat as well. So yeah.
Yeah, and as you know, we're talking about these smart, intelligent automations, but now even the QR code, because I'm human, I tested it, it worked for me. Now it doesn't work. We are far away from full autonomous systems yet.
Yeah, so I now what I'm preparing. So for my autumn presentations, I'm preparing to make this kind of examples where we are with AI and what's the destination. So where we are right now. So everything started with this kind of chat GPT. So when we are just chatting with one model and back, and where are we going? So I'll take the alternative kind of the representation of that from those movies. So the first one we'll get to will be something like like Her. From the Her movie.
Yeah. And I think we already somewhere here.
Well, like we're around that right now, and then in 5 years we'll get to the Wall-E scenario where there is that many robots who are a little bit stupid but kind of cute as well and can perform some things. And then the next thing we'll go, and what the companies are trying to do right now is like Jarvis, like agents, where you from the Avengers of the Tony Stark, where they could actually suggest and become like very smart assistants that knows everything. So that's what most of the companies are trying to do right now. And then ultimately there is a Matrix or whatever. But before that, it would be the Ada from the Ex Machina, and then this one. But before that, of course, we have to first of all learn how to not make mistakes in the bit.ly and the QR code.
Oh, we will have another assistant who will check our presentation and give us feedback. Hey, there's a problem, or even just fix the problem, and we don't care about that.
And we are always like we as humanity, we love to take that predictive analysis to look into the future, where we'll get to. And then meanwhile, we always have to struggle with today's problems. And today's problems were not the problems from 10 years ago, from 20 years ago. Same like once we'll have those very smart assistants that will become like a normal for us, we'll have those new issues and we'll say, okay, so what's the next milestone for us? Because that milestone, there's never an ultimate milestone that we can achieve. It's always changing and moving further. So that's always good to remember.
Yeah, only one thing what I would mention here, what the speed between the milestones is shrinking, really shrinking.
Also,
and if people think like, oh, but we have another 20 years until we have it, I wouldn't bet on this. I believe in 10 years we will see a world much more different than we have it at the moment.
Do you think it will be for the better or for the worse?
I hope it will be for the better, but you know, it really depends on the people, because everyone is talking like AI will take over the world. Not AI will take over the world, but the people with the bad intentions and with AI can take over the world. But I believe there are a lot of people who would like to live on the nice planet and great planet, and they will try do their best with AI to prevent of the bad scenarios. At least we don't know. We really don't know. But I hope I will try to look at the brighter future than on the darker future.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't know if you have read anything from Isaac Asimov. I imagine that you have, but
not really. But I would like to read, and you can tell to others.
Yeah, I just finished the set of the books called Foundation series. So it's like one of the legendary books of his, and it's amazing. And they have the pivots. So I just read the 3 of them. But the book I read before, like half a year ago, it was called I, Robot. I really love the idea there because Asimov put like the basic idea there. So basically the book is about how robots, how humanity created robots and kind of banned them. But ultimately, in the end, what happened that not the robots, but the machines, who are very intelligent machines, kind of secretly started to make decisions instead of people, but people were willing to do that. People were willing to do that because machines made the decisions much better than humans, and it improved the life of humanity. But only because of the reason itself that machines are making the decisions, people started to resist it. But machines even calculated that resistance in order to give the people the confidence that they're in control. But actually, they're still making their life better, even in calculation of such small circumstances that can differentiate. So it's a really beautiful write of that, and that's exactly like my view on that. Of course, there are so many ways how it can go wrong. I think the main way how it can go wrong is the people itself. But if the machines will actually be as intelligent as we wish to, they will have the capacity to understand that that they are not here to destroy, but they are here to help us. But again, in the way that we would feel help, because nobody likes to, like, nobody would love if I would come there and I would say to Liana or Mantas or Lucas, now I will help you. No, nobody likes that. Like, we are smart enough. But if it's secretly helping and kind of pushing like a mentor by asking you questions, that is much nicer. And in that way, those personal assistants can help you to understand the world better, that it's not good to go to the war, but better maybe to grow your own seeds or garden or whatever, and do that silently, but overall improve our well-being as such.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Maybe we have any questions here? So
any questions from the audience you can ask right now? Probably not. So if not, you can feel free to ask questions to Martin directly, whether through the Calendly link and make the booking with him, or in the chat section as well. Martin is in the partner system as well, so feel free to do that, and feel free to discuss the entire speech. Thank you, Martin, very much for this. It was super interesting, especially the first and second automation areas. Of course, the third and fourth and fifth, like we are on our way to there, but it will be very curious to see. We actually had Timothy from Autonomous company, who's kind of creating third level automations right now. So the recording of his speeches in the partner program as well. But
by the way, talking about, sorry to interrupt.
Right.
Talking about Timothy, I invited him on our AI Masters Voice, and we recorded last week one of the episodes.
That's cool.
So
I hope
it
you
will
mentioned
go.
YI as well.
Yeah, we mentioned you too, guys,
That's awesome.
and we talked about jobs market, and really
Mhm.
interesting topic, and I really recommend to see it. It will be in
Yeah.
September, in the midst of
So
September
please share
released.
it in the YI partner system as well in the chat. It
Okay,
would be
yeah.
lovely, I think, for most of the people to hear it. So yeah, really appreciate it. It was very interesting. I'm sure both for me and for the listeners right here, they are still staying here to listen for our discussions. That's wonderful. And for all of those who stayed, Carlos, Mantas, Lina, Liana, Jivila, and Oswald, Odo, Luca, and the others who will listen for the recording. So we are, again, very grateful for you to be part of the AI community. As you saw, there are so many events coming up this month, so we are working on the other materials to share with you. So yeah, appreciate your active participation, and yeah, keep it up in the chat and community feed, and share the news. Autumn is coming, and of course the new wave as well. Most of the talk will be about AI agents right now in the fall season, so it will be very interesting to see where we're going. So thanks for everyone, and see you next time.
See you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Martin. Bye.